Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's March 22nd, 2024. People have spoken. They want the dates in, so the dates are going to stay in. Today is about minus 4 degrees Celsius right now. With the wind chill, it's about minus 15. It is cold. This morning I had to bundle up a lot to do the mail. It was about minus 18 earlier this morning with the wind chill. We are in for a bit of a nasty weekend here, about snow, rain, ice pellets, you name it, we're going to get it. It's going to be a clash between winter and spring, and winter's going to win out most of the time, but it won't last forever. And it means that tomorrow I'm going to try to do two things. My wife and I are hopefully going to go off to the Sugar Woods. If you don't know what the Sugar Woods are, then stay tuned. I'm going to try to get a video together for you to explain all about that. But I'm going to be home in time for my 12 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time live stream. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow. That's just giving you a preamble of what's coming up. Sunday, I probably will be inside the house because it's probably not going to be very nice out. So it'll be a nice day to do some postcard writing. And today, I'm going to show you the postcards that arrived all through the week. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, leave positive comments, share with other people, and make sure the notification bell's on so you don't miss out on any videos. Now, today, this is all the stuff we're going to talk about. These are all the things that arrived in my mailbox this week. I'm going to start with the official Postcrossing as per normal, and then we'll go into the friend mail and surprise mail that showed up. All right, this first one is a Star Wars card. This one here comes from Fiona, and she's in Kansas City, Missouri, by the looks of things. Or it could be Kansas City, Kansas. Actually, I think she is in Kansas, based on what the map looked like. I think she was further into the Kansas side than the Missouri side. Either way, we have this Star Wars card. If you remember this scene, this is the trash compactor scene, and you can see the words here. It says, "Curse my metal body, I wasn't fast enough." That, of course, is C-3PO, and he's talking about getting R2 to shut down all the compactors, and he thought their celebrations of the wall stopping was them being crushed to death. There, spoiler alert. Anyways, on the back it says, "These stamps are from the Stars of the Silent Screen series. I don't know much about the silent films, but I love the stylized art of these stamps." And there they are. So how many Charlie Chaplin movies have you really watched, and some of the other stars? For me, not that many. These ones were canceled, but these extra stamps weren't. So thank you, Fiona, for that Star Wars card and those stamps. The next card, also coming from the United States, and it comes from Connecticut, even though this is a skyline picture of Manhattan, New York. It says, "I live in Connecticut, not far from New York City, which I go to a lot. My in-laws have a house in Maine, not far from Canada. I've been to Montreal and Niagara Falls. I used to work for the US Postal System," and she subscribed to my channel. This comes from Jessica. So thank you, Jessica, for that. I love New York City, and you're in Connecticut. You're very easily placed to get back there and then get out of the city too and spend some time. I lived in Long Island for a summer, and went to Orient Point, took that ferry back and forth across. So yeah, I know the area a little bit. All right, the next card is this card here. It is for St. Patrick's Day. This comes from Lisa. She says, "Hello, Robert. May the luck of the Irish be with you. How fun to share your hobby with others on YouTube. I would bring in a collection of my cards to school and share." So that's great. She must be a teacher. This is it from Sacramento, California. There are the stamps. I'm glad she's checked out the channel. And it's nice to get a few St. Patrick's Day cards, even if St. Patrick's Day was a couple days ago. Doesn't matter. They arrived relatively in time. The next card comes all the way from Belarus. This one comes from Lisa. We have a hedgehog card. It's very cute. I know I would not eat these pancakes after a hedgehog has been stuck in between them. I'm not crazy about hair and food to begin with, let alone pets and things being around it. So let's just enjoy the cute image. Now on the back she says, "This might be very meta, but I was writing your postcard while watching your latest YouTube video." That's really cool. I appreciate her watching. It is very enjoyable, and so I subscribed. My name is Lisa. I'm 26. I work as a project manager. Recently, I visited a hedgehog cafe here in Minsk. I've never been to a hedgehog cafe. It sounds amazing. And I met a bunch of cute African hedgehogs. Hope you like my card. I find it absolutely adorable. I love Canadians and would love to visit Canada one day. Well, hopefully all the Canadians that you meet in the future are kind and generous, and you have no issues. Like any country, we have our bad apples and bad seeds as well. So hopefully, if you ever do come here, you'll have a great time. I have to show the stamp. It is amazing. I'm still thinking about that hedgehog cafe though. I've heard of cat cafes where you go in and there's cats going around. I'm wondering how a hedgehog cafe would work, because hedgehogs normally sleep during the day. So if you're going in to get your coffee and your pastry or whatever during the day, wouldn't all the hedgehogs be asleep unless they're forcing them to stay awake? I'm not sure how it would work, but it still sounds cool. All right. That's it for my official post crossing. Let's get into some friend mail. The first one I have is this envelope that showed up from Sophia in Montreal. And inside, you can see there is a stamp on the outside of the envelope. But she sent this card of Montreal. I was recently there visiting my daughter, who is currently sick, so I hope she's going to get better soon. She's missed school all this week because she's been sick. She started a new job, so she got to go visit with the people one day. The next time she was scheduled to work, she had to say that she was sick, and so she won't go back till next week. So I'm hoping she'll get better over the weekend and feel much better. There are the stamps on the back of the card. And what she did was she sent me a bunch of meetup postcards. These are the ones that hadn't been stamped on the back. She has a bunch from our meetup that we did a couple years ago here in New Brunswick. So she sent me some blank ones. I'm often sending these out. People either want to see images of New Brunswick, which these are great images of New Brunswick, or they want meetup cards. So I'm glad to have a few extras of the New Brunswick ones. I have lots of the Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland ones still, but it's nice to have the New Brunswick ones, seeing as that's where I'm from. So thank you, Sophia, for that. The next card comes from our friend Louis in Spain. We have this one here with the beautiful Spanish lady and the bullfighter there on it as well. He says, I can't stop eating churros and chocolate, and of course tapas, and drinking red wine. I hope you like this one. I do like this one, and he has always included that stamp. That is one of my favorite stamps. He puts it on every card and things now. It's just amazing. One day we'll have to get it so it's not on a postcard so I can actually add it to my collection, because I don't want to damage any of the postcards by taking them off. And Lewis wasn't done. He sent another one. He sent me a St. Patrick's themed DC Batman villain. So we've got the Mad Hatter there on the card, all nice and green. And of course the stamp and all the Luck of the Irish and decorations that he's great at doing. He says, I hope all is okay from your side. Thanks a lot for your last postcards. Happy St. Patrick's Day to your family and Polo. I hope you like this card. I do very much, Lewis. Thank you so much for thinking of sending something to me around St. Patrick's Day. The next card comes from Kristen in Texas, an El Paso meetup. So she got to go to that. On the back, you can see those that were in attendance. So it says, hello on this sunny day. I appreciate that. It says, El Paso stands on the Rio Grande across from Mexico in the United States border from, on the border across from Mexico in the United States. There is the Year of the Dragon stamp. I'm disappointed that Canada didn't put one out this year. I've gotten a few Year of the Dragon stamps from different countries, so I'm glad to have another one from the United States. So thank you, Kristen, for that. The next card is a hedgehog card. This one comes from Ambre in France. And she says she planted 2 Japanese cherry trees in their garden 2 weeks ago, and they've already started to bloom. Oh, I wish our trees were in bloom right now. You can't even see out back because it's focused on me, but there you can see all my grapevines are still blank and the ground has a bit of snow on it again. But I love when our cherry trees and things like that all become in bloom. There, you can see the Pokemon This Pokemon stamp was super popular in France, and Ambra was very fortunate enough to get a sheet of them, so I'm glad that she put one on this card so I get to see it in person. You can see there, it's got the Pokeball on the side too. So yeah, the bird stamp's cool too, but the Pokemon stamp's really cool. So thank you very much. The next card comes from Katja in Sweden. We've got a hedgehog theme going this week. And she says, hedgehog is, it's not there, as Elgelkotte. I won't try to pronounce it in Swedish. You can say kott instead of person. So this says, you are something that every single person appreciates. You're welcome. Today is finally a sunny day in Sweden. There are the stamps. So I appreciate that, Katja, that translated it for me too. I could have put Google Translate over it, but I'm glad that you showed me the derivatives too, that you can say person there as a change. All right, this one's really cool. This one comes from Carl in Austria. Typical post-crossing. So on the front, we've got your cancellation marks. Of course, there's going to be cancellation marks most of the time over the stamps, showing where you're going to send it from, the stamps. And I like the fact that there's a Canadian stamp there on the card as well. This comes from the the Paper Sisters in Germany. So lots of people order from the Hello, my name is. Do you get a lot of cards that start with that way? Hello, my name is. Sometimes I start mine that way, but most of the time I don't, because I sign it off with Rob at the end. So there's my name. I don't want to, I've only got a limited space, so I'm not going to do that twice. You can see the postcard ID has to be on there. You have an avatar. I don't tend to put an avatar on mine, but you will have the avatar on your page for Postcrossing. You're going to need a pen or a pencil or something or other to write with. Your airmail stickers. Happy Postcrossing is a common greeting. I prefer when people actually put more information than happy Postcrossing. You might have a supporter's badge on your profile. Your Postcrossing stats come out once a month of where your cards go to, all the different country codes, and all the different ways of saying hello. I like that in there as well. The other thing I found fascinating with this card were the stamps on the back. Not so much these ones, these are a bit more common, but these ones here. I know of the Red Hat campaign, or the Red Nose campaign, from Great Britain, where they have the comedians that do big fundraisers. So I am assuming this is a similar type thing, the Red Nose campaign. And if you're in Austria, you can let me know. I also like the cancellations, very nice. He always has them really nicely done. Whether he goes in and has them hand stamped in front of him, I don't know, or whether the post office is just really good at hand canceling them. All right, the next thing I have, let's say it's an envelope. It comes from Bob in Ontario. You can see he's put some older stamps on it, including the one with the New Brunswick flag. I appreciate that. And the stamp that depicts the very first Canadian stamp, the red beaver there. Those are on the front. They've not been canceled. On the back, he says, adult arts and crafts are fun, from Bob. And he has put all these stamps that look like they've probably been on other envelopes and things based on the way they've been canceled, even some pen cancel ones there. You've got Canadian stamps, you've got one from Russia there, some American ones, German ones. And then I opened it up, and there was nothing inside. And then I tried to peel a bit of the artwork back, thinking there might be a message back there for me, which it doesn't look like there is. So that is his arts and crafts that he sent to me. So thank you very much, Bob, for that. I'll be able to use these stamps and send them off to other collectors. And then I've got your arts and craft on the back. All right, the next card was a nice surprise to get. It is the Grand Canyon Railway, but more specifically, this comes from my friend Judy in Florida, who is visiting the Grand Canyon. And so she sent me this postcard with a really cool banana and a Grand Canyon cancellation mark in there. I've never seen the Grand Canyon in person. One day I hope to get out there to see it, but for now, I'm gonna enjoy postcards from there. So thank you very much, Judy, for reaching out again. This next one is an envelope. You can see it's got Luck of the Irish on the back. This comes from Lila, and Lila has sent this from Baltimore. I'm trying to cover up her address there. You can see the stamps that are on here. Big cancellation through it. That's really nice. Inside, though, those stamps kind of have a purpose because she sent this card, and inside of it, the first day of issue of the Underground Railroad. So she's included the stamp of a beautiful cancellation on there too. This came out on March the 9th of this year, so it's a brand new one. So that goes well with those stamps. So that came in the envelope. And she sent this. Have you ever had a little postcard puzzle? Well, that's what this is. You've got a puzzle of these stamps, and on the back you could actually mail it and send a postcard puzzle. My father is huge into puzzles and stamps, of course, so that would be perfect for him. Might actually take it over to him. So thank you very much, Lila, for that. Also, she included a card that has the answer for the question I asked for this month, which I always review on Saturdays, but the first Saturday of every month, I give you a question, give you a whole month to send in your response to that question, and then the following first Saturday of the next month, I read off the responses. So not this Saturday, not next Saturday, so in 2 more weeks, it'll be the first Saturday of April, and I'll read off the responses, including the one that Lila sent. All right, the next one is an Easter card. This one comes from Media in Finland, so it's really nice. On the back, the stamp is not a real stamp, but it's already a prepaid stamp there. So she sent that on the 5th of March, and that has arrived this week. That one arrived. Also, she sent this. You can see it has a Moomin on it, famously known, and a Moomin stamp. So Media sent that. Inside, we have this maxi card, and this comes from, this is Finnish. I say that because this one is not. This is Alan. So they issue their own stamps outside from Finland. So she sent that, and this one was the shocker. Well, actually, let's go, before I show you the shocker, she sent this nice stamp. Now I'll show you the shocker. This is just beautiful. First day issue, not a first day cover, but a souvenir shoot, sorry, of the Year of the Dragon, Alan stamp. You can see how it looks from the reverse. But gorgeous. And it's got a cancellation already in it. So, yeah, Drake Dragon. So that was a shocker. So thank you so much, Media, for the stamp and something that I can put into the stamp album, that's for sure. Just a note, all these stamps, all these envelopes, so far, I've not cut any of them up. I've taken all the envelopes, put them inside of a bigger envelope, and saved them all. Some of them have some beautiful cancellations. This one doesn't have any cancellations at all, so I could take the stamps off of it. But I want to keep the Moomin card too, or the Moomin envelope. So I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, so I put all of Media's envelopes into a special place. And I'll have to do it with this one as well. So this one has a beautiful Easter stamp. She says there are no Easter stamps issued lately, so she saved this one. This one is from 2014 when this came out. So I'm glad she still has some of those stamps around because it is a beautiful addition to the envelope. Inside, she went to the Lahi ski games. So we have that card. And for those of you who like a little winter and some birds, we have this card as well. So thank you very much, Media, for that. Hopefully you are enjoying your vacations. I know we're communicating back and forth regarding figure skating and all the rest. She's actually getting more up to date with the figure skating than I am here. Figure skating for us doesn't air on television until later in the evening for us. And by then I'm usually gone to bed because I work early in the morning. All right, I'm not finishing with Media this time, even though I got 3 things from her, because I got this showed up in the mail today. Australian wide. This comes from our friend Stephen in Australia. And I'd send him a really long card and put a bunch of stamps over it, so he thought he would do the same. He says, I found these postcards with the Year of the Ox stamp already attached. Thought of you. Am I an ox, or just because it's the year of the ox? There are the stamps. But then he's gone ahead and added all these other stamps too. Very beautiful. And then you can see there's a number 1 on it because this one showed up as well. Beautiful scenes of Australia. And there's the number 2 and Year of the Ox. But then he's gone ahead and added all these stamps in. So thank you so much. I appreciate those. He wasn't done though. He sent this envelope, also arrived today. And in it, I'm not going to show you everything because we're going to save this for another video. But he sent this nice little Easter card. And inside the Easter card, there are some stamps. So I will show you that in a video early next week when I'm putting out a stamp video. I do have more than one stamp video to do coming up soon. The teaser is that there was a new stamp issued last week. I have yet to mail any of those stamps out. I've yet to post anything about that stamp yet. It is coming up, but it is about the total eclipse. Canada put out a stamp with the total eclipse because on April the 8th, the total eclipse is going to be running through North America, cutting through part of Mexico, parts of the United States, and into Canada, and coming through Eastern Canada, specifically coming through here. We are going to be very fortunate enough to get in it. So I have that total eclipse stamp that I'm going to show you, but I'm going to talk about what the total eclipse is, where it's passing through, and I'm hoping on April the 8th too, I'm going to do a live stream, a special one on that Monday to show you the total eclipse from our perspective. Of course, it's going to be through a camera wearing special glasses. So I'm not sure how it's going to work out yet, but I thought it might be interesting to show. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for that total eclipse stamp video and montage and all sorts of stuff that I'm trying to put together for it. I'm trying to release that a little closer to April than this stamp, but I don't want it to interfere with other things too, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, tomorrow is my live stream, so if you want to be a part of it and you want to be on it live, make sure you tune in at 12 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time. That's when I'll go live. I'll put up a preview notification for it, just as a reminder. And I'm hoping also to get a video out about the Sugar Woods over this weekend. So weather permitting, that we get to go tomorrow. If we don't get to go tomorrow, I'll have to put it off for at least one more week, but we're running out of weekends. Time to go to the Sugar Woods is only about 4 or 5 weekends long. That is when it's cold at night and warm during the day. That's when the syrup is running best, and that's when they make all the maple syrup and other products. So for now, you guys have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?